All right, so my innate led me to this one. We're putting together a bunch of educational tools to have some fun for our patients. And, one of the things we're doing is putting together QR codes where they'll link them to these videos to help educate people. And this popped out last night. And I was going through the book, Wake Up Humans, because we have a painting on the wall. And I'm going to show it to you in a minute. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, if you're not on our YouTube channel, you're listening to the podcast stream, you can go to Dr. Steve Judson on YouTube and check out the picture. But this picture speaks volumes. And to give you a bit of a background, one of our friends referred this young girl many years ago to our office who was going through a very, very difficult time. A lot of psychiatric issues. And at the end of the day, she was just a very creative heart and was going through a tough time. And she had been severely subluxated. And it was affecting her emotionally. And they were afraid that she was going to end up in a psychiatric hospital and things were just not going well. And I remember in the beginning, this young lady wouldn't even look at me. And couldn't even stand up straight, really. I mean, her posture, everything was just, she was in a really dark, dark place. And one day she came in the office and I said, listen, you don't have to talk to me, just show up. I'm going to check your atlas. We're going to adjust you if you need it and you're going to heal. One day she looked at me and said, what are you doing? And I said, we're helping you heal. She said, you're right. She basically said, I'm waking up. It's working. And we developed an amazing relationship from there. And one day, she's an amazing artist. She said, I want to make something for you. And let me just show you this painting. And for those that you can't see it, it's a painting of a lotus flower. And it's coming out of an atlas. So it's a lotus, and it's multicolored greens, whites, purples, and the colors actually change with the light. It's really, really cool. She did an amazing job. And she wrote, if you've read Wake Up Humans, she wrote a bit about it in the book, which I'm going to read to you. And we put a picture of the painting, which the book doesn't really do it justice. Now that I look at it, it's kind of ridiculous. I should redo it or do it in color. But here it is. She wrote, throughout time, the lotus has been a symbol of rebirth and purity. This remarkable flower emerges only by growing from the darkness of deep mud where it began its journey. It has been represented across many different cultures and by many religions. So the lotus flower can be found a lot of times mostly in the bottom of ponds, and it's under mud, and it has to push and fight through the mud, the dirt, and find the light and come to the surface and blossom, and it has beautiful colors. When I first met Dr. Steve, I was slightly skeptical and defiantly broken. Very broken. I thought standing straight would always be painful, so I accepted that as a given. After a few weeks of being adjusted, I remember one day something clicked. I was able to stand up straight without pain. He helped me not only by setting my posture straight, but also becoming aligned. And aligning her, clearing her atlas, woke her up her mentally, spiritually, reconnected her to her source. That has been an evolution of gaining understanding of unlocking my true potential in this life. What a beautiful line. And the work of Dr. Steve helps me to transform and blossom. And you could put the work of a principal chiropractor will help you blossom. This painting of the lotus rising from the atlas is a representation of that in my own life. So through her experience, what she was going through emotionally, she envisioned and came out with this beautiful piece of art of the lotus coming through the center of the atlas, right, which we call the mouth of God. It's where every nerve in your body crosses over, the brain stem. It's where your life starts, and it's what controls every vital function and adaptation of your life. This painting of the lotus rising from the atlas is a representation of that in my own life. I hope the message of my journey is able to resonate with those going through a journey on a similar path or anybody undergoing any journey. You see, it's so much bigger than just a crick in the neck or sciatica. It's about your journey, your spiritual journey, about waking up and living your life to your fullest potential. She goes on to say that darkness is all around us, and sometimes it may feel like it is within us. That's part of this painting, the journey from that darkness and how we're able to utilize it, how we're able to breathe life, to grow from it. Because just as the lotus, we must arise and be transformed. This is a life of transformation, and we have the ability to grow, especially if you're clear. This painting is a message of growth and a message of the clarity that we all have within us. Within us. It's about allowing your purest potential to come to light. You see, when you get adjusted, when you get that atlas clear, what comes through that brain stem goes up towards the light and heals you from above down, inside out. Signed, Maria Painter, poet and patient of Dr. Steve Judson. Now check it out when she talks about in the last paragraph. This darkness is all around us, and sometimes it may feel like it is within us. That's part of this painting. So check this out. Especially with people going through mental health issues, psychological issues. You know, if you see someone with one leg, a broken arm, you can say, oh man, I'm sorry, how you doing? Because you could see their pain. But someone going through a psychological mental health issue, we don't always see that. I mean, sometimes you can read it on their face, but sometimes the most beautiful people, you don't see it. And it's really lying within them, and they're really alone, because it's one of those things that's become voodoo in society, and we don't attach to, and we don't show a lot of sympathy for people, unfortunately. And I hope that will change. But just like the lotus picture that I just held up, you see the beautiful picture. You see the one side of it. You see, wow, that's gorgeous, that's beautiful. But like she said, there's a darkness within that picture too. And here's what she's talking about. When you flip to the back of this canvas, and I'm holding it up now, she painted on the back this gargoyle, this green little monster here. And next to it, it says, flirted daily with suicide until I stole her eye. She was sexy, but I was smart. There's a whole poem that's written on the back of this that shows the dark side. It's almost like the demon that left the body when she got clear. See, to me, when I stare at this, and there's thousands of patients that look at this, and I don't share the back of this with many. Man. And it says on the bottom, the other side of every fear is freedom. The other side of every fear is freedom. And there's a whole write-up on the back of that, guys, that's... There's always another layer. And each and every one of us has another layer. And sometimes we think we always have to put our best foot forward and try to be something that we're not, instead of just stopping. And this is what we wrote the backpack for. This is why we wrote it, is to help people. You know, people all the time say I'm 3 chapters into it and I'm crying. It's because they see part of their own life that they've been carrying around and holding on to, the emotional, the things that have happened to us, the dark side that we hide and bury and maybe medicate or just drink it away or whatever it is. But if we can allow ourselves a space of healing, get your atlas checked, get clear, let your emotions come through you, let your life be exposed to yourself, and maybe share it with those closest to you so you can allow a space of healing. You see, this whole forefront of everything being beautiful and glossy and a beautiful flower and roses is not true for any one of us. We all have something going on deep inside of us. And we're lying if we say we don't. I don't care. It's a pastor, a medical doctor, a teacher, a chiropractor. We all have stuff, guys. And I think if we could realize we all have stuff, and a shift that must happen in society is to allow space for each other to communicate, heal, and be free. Freedom. It's all about freedom. Freedom of expression of life, freedom of emotions, freedom to do as you choose, freedom to speak and share with one another without judgment, and the freedom to lay on a table and get your atlas cleared of subluxation so that you can connect to your divine self from within, which ultimately is going to heal you and wake you up like it did this young lady. And to me, that's where the magic lies, guys. You got the one side that's the beautiful flower, beautiful painting, but the other side is what created that vision, that created that image. See, without the tough time, without the challenges, without the struggle, without the pain, that beauty would have not had to fight through something and be created to make her the beautiful woman she is today, who's now a proud mom, who's crushing it in life. And just know we all have our story. But it's time now that every human being wakes up, gets that atlas checked, gets clear, and heals and connects to their divine spirit. It's time to live with passion, live clear, and live free.